Welcome to Canberra
Metalheads.
Season 1.
The Archives. Alright, let's kick it.
Alrighty, you're on Canberra Metalheads. You got Marky, Malphas,
And Benphegor.
we're joined here with the guys from Archspire. So from left to right, we got
I got Toby. I play guitar.
Jared Smith from Archspire. I play bass.
awesome. It's great to have you on the show, boys.
Yeah, glad to be here.
Yeah, stoked.
Managed to just see you guys rip out an awesome set.
Oh, dude, that was unbelievable.
Some crazy
Thank you.
stuff, man.
Thank you very much.
So
Thanks, man.
it's absolutely, humbling to have you guys here in Canberra and all the way from Canada. So
Yeah.
how's the tour been so far? You guys loving it here in Australia?
Yeah, Australia is pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's been sweet. The show's been fucking wild.
Yeah, shows have been great. The crowds have been awesome. People have been great. Everything's been. I mean, there's nothing really that is.
No,
And there's nothing that we have anything to complain about, really. Everything's
yeah.
been really awesome. And
I was up
we're
at
smooth.
like 5:30 this morning. And went to bed at like 2:30 last night. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna complain about that. But like, the big scheme of things.
Aside from that,
it's
like
pretty-
I mean, yeah, there's. I mean, that's just normal touring. Like
Yeah,
it's been awesome.
Yeah, it's
and
good.
and plus two, being here for our first time and having like kind of response that's been happening for like every city is
Yep.
pretty overwhelming. We didn't really expect. We didn't know what to expect. It was just like
Is this your first time in Australia?
yeah,
Awesome.
for all of us.
What
like,
a tour as well to do for your first time.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
great.
totally. We're really stoked to be, going with Psychroptic and
Yeah.
having those boys like show us the ropes out here and stuff.
Yeah.
And we've toured with them before, and they're super awesome. Like everybody in that band's amazing. We love those guys so much. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
No, I hear they're pretty fun to party with too.
Oh, they're great.
yeah, they're just. I mean, like
Yeah.
they're,
when you finally have a night to do it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. People think tours like, oh, you're partying every night. It's like, no, we're driving every
Yeah,
night.
most
But
of
when you
it's-
have that night off,
yeah.
That's when you
those guys are
When
sick.
there's the night to do it, it's rad. Yeah,
Yeah, those guys are sick.
yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. So first time in Australia. How long you sort of been in the scene for?
Well, I guess the band's been going on for about 9 years, like pushing 10.
Yeah.
It was about the first year doing some kind of local stuff, and then within that year doing like our first Canadian tour and stuff like that. And then we had an opportunity to go to Europe after that, which was pretty crazy and groundbreaking for us. That was a big learning experience. And then from there, there's a whole thing of trying to like tap into the U.S. market.
Yep.
And then getting visas is a big thing there. Like
Yeah.
going to the U.S. is like, even though they're our neighbors, it's not it's not easy, and there's a whole lot that's involved. And I mean, I guess it's just been stepping stones from that, and having the label that we're on, Season Miss, is like helped us break into that U.S. market too, which has been like, well, Canada's great and all, but it's landmass is
small
big.
market.
It's small market. It's like there's a lot of really cool cities, and some of the provinces are really good for metalheads and stuff. But it's kind of like,
It's a lot of empty space. in
We're way
Canada.
closer to going to Seattle, Portland, like going down to California. Like makes more sense. It's just, but getting there is a big thing. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just been kind of a
Yeah,
endless, like, starting small and then working our way up, and now we're in Australia, and it's pretty, I don't know.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool to see the progression.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, just because the US is close, like you said,
Yep.
doesn't necessarily mean that it's like as accessible as everywhere.
There's a lot of. They do their best to sort of keep everyone else out, right?
Yeah.
And to get a visa, and set it up for a tour, and make it financially possible to sort of not, come out totally broke and spend all your money to make it happen is really, really tough.
Yeah.
But we've been doing it for a while, so we figured it out.
Yep.
Yeah, awesome. And
Yeah.
the passion that you guys have definitely shows in the music, man. Like,
Oh,
seeing you guys on stage, it's just like, wow, you guys put on a show tonight.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I don't think
I
you
was
get into.
speechless.
I don't think you get into like, brutal technical death metal unless you love it.
Yeah, well,
I guess.
Yeah.
Like we're definitely like not in it to like, well, we should I want to be a musician and make money. It's like, well, this definitely is not the kind of like route to go, but there's ways to do it. It just it's there's a huge like passion overweights the everything else.
I think that like when it comes to it, tech death is definitely like the high end. So when I look at the scale of skill, metal is at the high end of the music scale, and then tech death is the high end of the metal scale. So like you've got like a hard level within a hard level. So I mean, at that point you're really down. It's like the level of skill required to do the sort of stuff you guys do, it's nearly like the final boss fight. Like you're like,
ultimate mode,
That's pretty rad.
Like, that's just how I see it.
The hardest mode on Dark Souls.
Yeah.
You know what? Like even growing up, in starting to play like guitar and stuff, it was even having that idea too. Like, there's some bands, and like I'm not gonna learn their songs. You know? Like Spawn Possession, one of my favorite bands, changed my life. But it's like never gonna even learn a riff. There's no way. It's like fuck it. It's just it's like you're playing like Mortal Kombat or something. You're like, I'm on easy right now. I'm like, fuck that. Like I'm not going there. Like, I don't know.
It's like you can appreciate it, but you don't want to be in it.
Exactly. Like I'll just listen to it and get stoked and inspired, and then I don't want to touch it because it's like, or Psychroptic or something like that too. It's like, oh man, crazy. It's just
Yeah, man. No, you guys are throwing some heat out there, and like the thing is too, even the vocals, like you just like, I mean, it's nearly like we've said it before on the show. Sometimes you'll come across a vocalist where it's nearly like he's playing his vocals as an instrument. It's like an additional level to the band. So it's cool to hear that. It's nearly not just like singing; it's literally just like an instrument at that point. So that adds that extra layer.
Yeah, I think there's like when you get into death metal, the hardest everybody's beef with it is like, I don't like the vocals. No matter actually any style of metal, it's like, the vocals. But like when you get into death metal, it's like the vocals are sort of like this extension of the drums and like this rhythmic thing, and then there's Ollie, and I don't know anybody that does what Ollie does, you know, and it's sick.
And like even at the back of the band, you've got that drums, like that's that would have to be some of the fastest drumming I've ever heard, man. Like
it's up there.
Yeah. Without trying to be, I mean, we obviously are trying to be like.
That's the gimmick.
Or try to just say, we're claiming that, or something like that, because that sounds like being a douche or something. But that's the speed level is definitely a thing that's part of the music. Like as far as trying to push, and like I know Spencer. I mean, he's really specific on like the stuff he wants to learn and the type of drumming he wants to do, and like for him, it's trying to achieve different speed levels and like work on techniques to achieve that. It's always been a thing for him. So like when we start writing his stuff too, it's like that comes into a big part. It's like like we all write together as a band and stuff, but there's parts too where he'll be like, hey, I'm been messing around with this tempo and it happens to be fast. Like, can we take a riff that we have and try to play it at 350 BPM or some shit like that? And you're like, or something. And someone's like, well, this was like 100 beats PM slower. That was rad.
I think we were writing a Dark Horizontal, like the last song on the album. It was like we had this part, and it was already insane. And then it was like, but if we played it at like 370 instead of 350 or whatever. I think it'd be really crazy. I could do this, and then. So anyway, that's where we tracked it. I think we hit 370 on that song, and.
So that's our fucking It's like it's a constant struggle, and that's why we haven't played that song live yet, because we have to kind of we have to go back. We're gonna do it, but it's just one of those things where we have to go back and like, prep for that. It's like
it's good to say that like the drumming definitely keeps up with everything else, man. Like I said,
it's a driving force in the sound of the band.
It takes it to that like intensity level, which is awesome because we want to try to be as extreme as we can and all that in every element, but at the same time we want to make stuff that people can listen to and follow along to some extent.
Yeah.
I mean, at least for the average one.
Nobody's slacking. We're all shredding.
Yeah,
as
yeah,
fast
we're all.
as we can.
Yeah, it's
and
like.
then if we can all shred as fast as we can, we all try to write a song at the same time.
Yeah.
Some will
It's
make
not-
what we do memorable.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things now. It's not the sake of doing it for doing it. And we will constantly have that, like, we're on the same page with that. Like, I mean, there's so much that happens with bands and stuff, and like, whether it's a gimmick or not, or whether it's like this band does this one thing that's really rad, or but sometimes it's like, it's not. We're definitely trying to push to not for the sake of just doing it. It's more because there should be a purpose for it. Like, you know, like this riff sounds better at this speed, or like this drum part, this bass part, the vocal pattern would work way more, and then try to all work as a group to.
Musicality's got to come first.
Yeah.
And
So, I mean,
yeah,
everybody might, some people might think we're just trying to be robots or something. I mean,
Yeah, we get accused of that.
and that's fine.
well, look, some of the stuff that we're saying is nearly, you can't really explain it by anything else, but like these guys aren't human.
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
I
I don't go
yeah,
out
but-
much.
yeah, fuck.
Yeah.
But no, we love seeing you guys play, and
Yeah, I've never seen you guys before, or heard of you guys before, so you pretty much
cool.
just fucking blew me away
sweet.
tonight.
Oh,
So
sick.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
that's
definitely just
awesome.
turned into like this random dude who's now like.
We popped your
big
cherry
fan.
tonight.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Awesome in such a brutal, lovely way.
Sweet.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome.
no, so we were saying before, you guys have been, you know, nearly pushing 10 years. So you got both original members, or did you sort of join?
I've been in the band coming up on 3 years.
All right, cool. Yeah.
So I joined just like at the end of the Lucid Collective touring cycle, and I joined. And
He's the new guy.
And we started.
Even
we
though
started
he's-
writing.
even though
We
he's
started
not,
writing
but he's
on
the new guy.
Reputation.
He's the new
Yeah, I mean, I'll always be the new guy. I guess.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
We hit some of the speeds on this album that, like, I mean, realistically, I don't know, like, how possible it is or how realistic it is to try to, like, top that.
Yeah.
You know? And so maybe we haven't even started writing the next album, but maybe it's like, we've done that, and then maybe we move to something else. Maybe not. Maybe we do break those speeds again.
Yeah.
Just
Just
because
going and going.
that's what we
Yeah.
do.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, there's no real like. I think over the years, like it's always been a progression for the band, and it's always been like how it started, and like we were able to come together and like be like we all know what we like that we all like together, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm a bit drunk. Some guy bought us a lot of shots in a short amount of time, and I heard that Australians like to drink, so
It's-
and
yeah.
tonight's proved it. So
well, after being a bartender
yeah,
for years, man, I can tell you.
Yeah.
It was, I can't compare it to anywhere else, but I can tell you that
I can tell you what
we've
we
set the
took.
bar pretty high.
Yeah, you
What
guys
what
fucking-
I-
you
what
guys
I
like to
took
party,
was
and
not
it's
a
sweet.
shot. That
Yeah.
was like a half a cup of
Yeah,
whiskey
yeah,
in one go.
yeah, exactly.
I guess for $20, it's
yeah, I guess
Yeah,
that's
man.
fair.
Like we're a big drinking crowd.
Yeah.
yeah.
Even for a
Rad,
Sunday night.
Yeah.
No, it's sweet. But I guess the point I was trying to make is like every album has been a different progression of the next. Like
Yeah.
we've all had that vision of like, hey, we want like here's some bands that we really like, and like everybody has their own style and their own like input, and then at the same time we all have a handful of bands that everybody equally likes, like that we can get along with. Like, hey, like we all like Spawn of Possession, like we all like Tech 9, we all like Origin, we all like like all like all that stuff that made that genre, right? So, and then everybody also draws other influences into that too, like so it's just been ongoing, like how can we make the next stuff better, and touring with other bands too. It's like, what are these bands doing that people are stoked on? Okay, well, let's pay attention to that. So it's like we're always trying to get better and be better, 'cause we want to we want to evolve, and we want to do this. We want to tour. We want people to come out and hopefully enjoy the shit that we're trying to do. And it's not just like, hey, how fast can we play kind of thing. It's like there's part of that for sure, but there's also like, I think over the years it's turned into more of a musicality and part, and like how to write a song that we are stoked on, Like, what would we want to hear in a
everyone else
band?
likes as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, like at the beginning, it was more just like, how fast can we play? Like, what bands do we like that are crazy? Let's just do. And then it was like, you're younger, you don't really know, and then you tour bands, you see what the reality is, and then you kind of adapt a little bit. And you're like, hey, this stuff works, and like, it's a combination of you want to play the stuff you want to play,
Yeah.
and then you want to also, you want to play for an audience too, so you want to have a good meld of like, a lot of people like this style. So, I mean, not trying to be like, well, we're gonna play like rock or something. Get more. We're not trying to like gain fan base that way. Like we still, at the end of the day, we all have to like what we're doing before we move forward.
I think you set the bar for yourself.
Yeah, that's
And
pretty
then,
much what it is.
You see what other people are doing. It's like, oh, cool, I like that. And then, once you got your, and then you try and top yourself. And I think that's like a good self competition, or like even like for the unit as the band, like the band has done this. It's like, all right, that was sick. We can all be proud of what we've done so far, and then we want to take that and we want to try and constantly just always taking steps forward.
Yeah, you sort of grow together.
Yeah, you never, like we try not to plateau, right?
So
keep
it could
everything
be
moving in this, upward trajectory, and
you said trajectory. I called it. Yeah, that's a thing. Sorry, like someone who's trying to say the word trajectory in a sentence and just play it off like it's
dumb
nothing.
rule in the band. You're not allowed to say that word, and I tried to fucking slip it in.
If you can slip it in and have someone not even like flinch at it, then it's like, oh sweet. But if you're like, like we're just trying to, be in the if you're caught on it, then it's like not worth it.
He got it.
He got me. He fucking got me.
Like anything he just said.
Is that the first recorded proof of someone getting done by that?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I was like, I thought I could slip it in. I was like,
everything he just said doesn't matter.
Let me see that tape. I'm throwing it all out.
No. We want to keep that because fuck that shit.
That part.
Yeah. If you could just cut out where he cut me off, then I'm gold.
Yeah. Well, no, it's good. It's cool to hear little games like that. Like it's all fun of just like being a band. You guys it's just all like how you guys mesh together and just have fun as a band, because
we
not
try
just
to.
what you see on the stage. You guys you got to hang out and stuff.
Yeah,
we live in a van together.
Yeah.
So and you're driving like 12 hours or more in like a day.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like, oh, we got a 24-hour drive with the day off. So it's like you could lay there and stare at the roof, or you can come up with these dumb games.
And it does help. Like I think that's been something from the beginning, is always having that humor of like joking around or fucking around a bit to like ease some of of that like tension that could be happening, or
Absolutely.
like I mean, we're dating each other. We're dating like
we're married.
4 or 5
We're married
dudes at the same time, but no one's getting laid out of it. So it's like there's a lot of built up fucking, like we're all stressed out.
So what
all
you're saying
like,
is you're like 4 years into the relationship already.
Yeah.
Like the lure is worn off. I'm no longer attracted to Toby.
It's like
I see that
like the honeymoon was over from where like, well, it's like we're,
I see what he's eating on tour. I see he's putting on weight.
I'm not as desirable as I once was.
That's when you got to just be attracted to the personality.
Exactly. Yeah.
So we have a lot of weird inside jokes and stuff, which is like pretty crazy sometimes, because when new people come into that and we're all in a room, it's like people just I guess bands and stuff, or it's like, what the fuck is going on?
We got a weird dynamic.
But it keeps us going, and it keeps us so like we can have a good balance of just like getting along, and like even though a lot of it can be mean at times, but it's in good faith that just like, how can we rip into this one dude? Yeah, it's just joking around.
Yeah.
But it keeps it so it's like, it keeps things balanced, I think.
That's
so
cool.
it's not just like everything's serious. It's like,
absolutely.
Like you can't take everything serious. When it comes down to it, fair enough, but not all the time.
Yeah,
you gotta have fun and fuck around.
It definitely helps.
Yeah, and I mean we're playing fucking whatever, we're playing silly music, so whatever.
we love nothing more than to see it, man. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, I was
really
blown away.
cool.
I'm still blown away.
So yeah,
That's
we
all right.
couldn't get onto one of your albums there, man. But like, do you have a favorite song? What's the favorite of you guys that you like to play?
If you have a favorite song that you can say, I don't know.
Or one that'd be a good.
I have.
like,
give you
I'll give you two. I mean, I
Yeah,
like
new guy, I don't know.
I like Remote Tumor Seer just because it's such a you get a really strong crowd reaction
Yeah.
every time. Plus, it's just like technically, it's a really fun one to play.
Yeah.
Lots of crazy shit in that one. And then yeah, I'll just give you that one. That one's my favorite.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
sweet.
No, that sounds
Yeah.
rad, man. Well,
Yeah.
for yourself, man, do you?
I mean, playing wise and intensity and stuff. I really like, as far as our newer stuff. I like playing Human Murmuration a lot.
Yeah.
And I think for that song, it was the most almost diverse for a newer song. When we started writing it, it was something that was kind of like, this is like the first different song we started writing.
Yeah.
I mean, at least it felt the most
That was
different.
definitely like the
and it progressed.
weird off over here.
Yeah, it was still ended up progressing with the stuff that we all like and what we would normally write in the song. But there's parts in it that were new, that were like, we haven't done this
We've
before.
never, yeah.
You know, like there's stuff in it more.
I think that was the last. Like, it was one of the first songs we started writing for the album, but it was
One
like
of
the
that and
last one
Doppel.
that we finished writing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we'd sort of solidified the whole song structure of every song on the album, and then it was that one where it's like, you know, we have all of these parts, and you know, you can look at a puzzle and you got all the pieces, and you're just like banging your head against the wall, like, how did these fit together?
Yeah.
And
Doppel
that-
too. I
yeah.
like Doppelganger a lot. That was like the. It's
That's
weird
a
because
good fun song.
Yeah.
to watch,
the
man.
newest
Yeah.
album actually like the. It's weird because this Relentless Mutation album is kind of fuck, because if you actually go through all the songs from start to finish, that's how we actually wrote the songs.
Yeah.
Which is like randomly, like when we were finished writing everything, it was like, hey, how are you guys gonna, put the album out? Like, what songs do you want?
Yep.
For a second, we were like, I don't know, like we trial and errored some stuff, listened back, and then we're like, what if we just tried it how we wrote it?
Yeah.
And then it seemed to just kind of naturally progress
Seems to
and work, and it just worked that way, where it was like the first song we started writing for the album to the last song.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll just let it play.
Just kind of like play out, and just
Yeah.
sorry, I went off on a tangent.
No, I love that, man.
But,
Like, that's what we're about, and that's why we don't pre-write our questions. We just have a conversation and let it flow.
No, that's
Yeah, that's
rad.
good.
Yeah.
More organic.
Cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So, like, we're just happy to have bands on and chat,
No, it's
especially
awesome.
since you guys have come such a long way to
Yeah.
play
Yeah.
Canberra and put on such a rad show, especially on a Sunday, man. It's
Yeah, we're
really
glad to
cool
be
to
here.
have you.
That was a
Yeah,
sweet turnout for Sunday, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, man. We'll close it up with that, and thanks for coming on the show and,
Thank
and
you for
a
having
chat.
us. Fuck
Take
yeah.
some time out of your night and putting on a
man.
rad gig.
Yeah, glad
Yeah.
to be here.
Thanks
Sick.
so much.
Thanks.
My name's Toby,
Mine's Jared.
and we're from Archspire, and you're listening to
Canberra Metalheads.
Stay tech.
Upward trajectory, and
You said trajectory. Called it.
Bianca, bam!